Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly, the 11th of August 2025. As always, thanks to our sponsor Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Check out their website at inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. They've got discount codes set up for you, coffee, tea and chai products, so check that website out when you can. Straight into it, round 22 complete at the MCG. Saturday, early time slot, which was nice sunny day at the MCG. The game didn't really reflect the beauty of the weather that we got, but we did get the 4 points. It was a 4-point win, 52-56 against the Tigers in a bit of a scrap. We started really well. The Tigers got the better of us in the second and third quarters, and when the game was on the line, we sort of lifted in the last quarter. Thanks to Cooper Sharman sealing it, Jack Sinclair's nice running goal, we were able to get the 4 points. And we found a way when we were just... the game wasn't going the way we wanted, and Ross, as I mentioned in my videos recently, he said that was top 5 sort of ugliest games he's been involved in, and Sinclair post-game said that wasn't the way we wanted to play, and credit to the Tigers who kind of made it a bit more difficult for us, but we managed through it, and that's easily a game maybe in years gone by we would have lost, but that's 3 in a row, and we move on to 4 in a row on Friday night coming up, which we'll talk about shortly. No injuries to come from this game. Most of the boys that were tests did play VFL, so we'll talk about that shortly as well. But Filippo was included, obviously. Hugo Garcia came in. Jack Carroll, VFL. Darcy Wilson came into the lineup. So the list is looking pretty good. That's probably halved from last week, to be honest. And then on top of that, Jimmy Webster, we know, is season pretty much. Patrick said season. Dougal Howard, TBC, and then King and Butler, we know from a while back, a season. So overall, the injury list is not looking that bad. We should be fielding a fairly strong team for the remainder of the season, which is exciting because you want to see what's to come, and hopefully maybe, we'll swing to VFL now, but maybe an Alex Dodson could get a shout this week. Max Heath was subbed. Dodson in VFL, they played on the Saturday as well, Saturday night in fact, played against the Tigers in Frankston, and they went down by 41 points, but Dodson was just monumental. 35 disposals. This is in the ruck. 35 disposals, 4 marks, 2 tackles, 41 hitouts, 7 clearances. He didn't hit the scoreboard, which usually he does, but I'm not sure if he played more forward or just pure ruck in this game. But if that's a pure ruck game from Alex Dodson, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't play him and give him his first taste of AFL football on a Friday night against the Baby Bombers, who are potentially going to be without Zach Merritt and Dylan Shield, who was, I think, going to the tribunal for pushing his teammate or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But no better time than right now for Alex Dodson, really. Jack Carroll as well, as I mentioned. He played 35 disposals, a mark, 6 tackles, 11 clearances, which was game high, I believe. Toby Travalia, solid game, 23 disposals. Liam O'Connell, 21 disposals and 8 tackles, which is great. 8 clearances on top of that. Angus Hasty, which was a surprise omission from the seniors. He got 26 and 2 clearances. Ari Shawnmaker, a nice long goal from about 65 out and 18 disposals. Zane Cordy, 17 disposals. Keeler, a goal and 12 disposals with 10 hitouts. James Barrett, 1 goal as well, 16 disposals. Paddy Dow, I think he did his shoulder, unfortunately, so that'll be him done for the season. So that's tragic news. It would have been good to see him get a game before season's end, but that's 20 disposals before his injury, I believe. Lance Collar, 10 disposals and a goal. Angus McLennan, 13 disposals, and Eamon Armstrong, building 8 disposals. 7 of them were handballs as well. So not a bad turn, sort of performance from a spread of potential inclusions this week, but I think the big one would be Alex Dodson, depending on how Ross sees it. We did sub, as I mentioned, Max Heath at the end of the third, around that mark. So that could be one that we could look at. We've given Heath a run. We've given Keeler a run. Let's just give our other ruck a run. And he's the one that's absolutely dominating every single week at Sandy. So on form and against Essendon, I think that's a perfect opportunity for us to debut another future star, hopefully. In other news, Geelong has actually come out and they've publicly supported St Kilda's campaign against the AFL in terms of the anomalies in the draft, in terms of just how compromised it is, the father-son, the academies, all that sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens now with other clubs, because we know that there are a bunch of clubs that obviously are going to counter what St Kilda and Geelong are running for, and we know that those are going to be Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sydney, and the Giants. No surprises. But now that Geelong have come to the party, we know that, Geelong have got a bit of pull in this area in terms of telling the AFL what to do. Although it's interesting, they have had some great success with father-sons. But we're going for a pure round one in the draft. We just want it untouched, the first 18 picks or whatever. Just leave them be. Nothing happening there. Second, third rounds, whatever you want. That's when you can start bidding, and that's when the academies and that can kick in, father-sons. But for a first round, I like the idea of a pure first round. So that's going to be interesting now that a club has actually come out and supported St Kilda. That's the first time a club has done that, and it's Geelong. So it's a big club that have a big say in things overall. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Our CEO, Carl Delina, was also on 3AW pre-game on Saturday, and he was asked about Nasai Wangan in Malira. I won't go into the full quote, but he did say, "You'd always prefer to get things done early, particularly with a quality player like Naz. I'm optimistic and pretty confident we should be able to get it done." They asked him, out of 10, how confident are you that he will remain a St Kilda player? He gave it a 7.5 out of 10. So take what you want out of that. If that's going to make you feel sleepy, if that's going to help you sleep easier at night, so be it. I'm still quietly optimistic. I'm not going to say confident, but I'm optimistic. So I'm in Carl's. I'll go with Carl there and be optimistic that we should be able to sort it out. Hopefully something happens this week. I don't know. Obviously, Windhager, there's some talk there, and I did a video on both of them last week. So thanks everyone for watching that and appreciating what I had to say. But just wanted to put a little bit more pressure on the club and, just realize that this is a very important moment in our history to get things right. Not just signing our own, but obviously handling free agents and catapulting us into hopefully contention in the next 2 to 3 years. So interesting times there, but Carl Delina, our CEO, seems quietly confident. Swinging to AFLW, a quick reminder that it is round one of the AFLW season, kicking off this Sunday, 17th of August, 2:10 p.m. at RSEA Park. St Kilda versus Adelaide Crows, so it should be great. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like, but it's always fun getting down to watch the AFLW. Moorabbin, they always put on a really good setup there with the food trucks and everything like that. Good timing for it. The men's play on Friday night, the women on Sunday, so good timing there. No overlap, no issues with scheduling, which is often the case with the AFL. And to AFL now in round 23. Friday night football, blockbuster. We take on the Bombers. We're going for 4 in a row. We have red hot favourites. It's their home game though, so maybe they'll get a pretty good turnout. I'm not sure if that's their last Melbourne game or not. Actually, they play Carlton in round 24 at the G. So last time we played them, we beat them by 53. And before that, it's kind of been exchanged in a couple of close games there. Their form, obviously, is struggle town. They are missing... their list is atrocious in terms of their injuries. They've copped it bad. They've blooded the most debutants in a season since Fitzroy or something like that. So it's crazy. They might even do it again this Friday night. So I think it was scheduled to be Zach Merritt's 250th. But if he's not playing, that's on the back burner. And it looks like his 250th might actually be against Carlton in the final game, which is going to be interesting. And obviously that'll help with the crowd. So Friday night football, it's good to get prime time. Obviously we don't really deserve it after the season we've had, but we will take it. Essendon have had a plenty of them. So it's good that we can get a Friday night game, and hopefully it's a bit more of a positive performance, a bit more of an open game, and we can put on a good score and a good show. The last 3 weeks we've won, but we haven't really played anywhere near our best and nowhere near four-quarter football. Hopefully we can do that on Friday night and notch up win number 4 going into the final game of the season against the Giants. So on that note, Sainers, that is Saints TV Weekly for August 11th. Thank you very much for watching. It's a big week coming up. Hopefully we get some good news on the contract front. And then obviously Friday night football. It's a quick turnaround, which I love. We've played Saturday. It's already Monday, and I'm already pumped for Friday night football. So I'll see you at the game. I'll see you during the week anyway with a lot of content, the podcast and all that sort of stuff. So appreciate you, and appreciate you tuning in this morning. Please like, subscribe as well. We've hit 15,000, so thank you very much. Looking to build on that and get to 16 very soon. Enjoy your week, Sainers. Take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.